Test. There we go. I was working on a video on the other computer. That's why it wasn't working. That's why my microphone wasn't working. What's up? Liberal hive mind. You think he's a grifter? I don't know. I haven't seen enough of his content. I know he's a pretty big YouTuber, I believe. What does he have, like 800K? Yeah, I know they've announced some of the speakers for Turning Point USA. I saw that. Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh. I'm guessing people like that. What's up, Calix? What's up, man? That's an interesting name, bro. Trump autism posts. Yeah, I saw the announcement. You know, I know they already don't recommend Tylenol, but we'll see if it impacts the rates with the autism. Don't take Tylenol. Well, if you're pregnant. Did you see Candace? I saw Candace Owens come out with a theory saying somebody shot Charlie Kirk from the tunnels. I mean, it's just at this point now she's trolling people. I think she's trolling people now with what she's saying. What about Advil? You're not supposed to take anything when you're pregnant. How many affiliate stations does Sinclair own? Will it affect Kimmel? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because I think he's coming back on, and now Sinclair is saying no. Disney let him back on after they had a meeting with Kimmel, and I don't know, the whole Kimmel thing, it's just such wasted space. Like, what do we, this guy is irrelevant. This guy is, we're going to sit here and talk about him. But that's the thing with Trump is he's obsessed with these people. Your mom watches Candace Owens videos, you're cooked. you're, you're cooked. Candace Macron, wife situation. Yeah, Brigitte Macron has sent in some apparently she sent in photo evidence to the courts proving that she's a woman. So we'll have to see what happens after this. I don't know. I mean, really, this is where it's going to. Seriously. Bioengineered food is goy slap. I eat a lot of goy slap, honestly, because I eat Chipotle and stuff like that. Chick-fil-A. Maybe I should go on another fast. I don't know. They say fasting. The problem with fasting is it's an entire event. You know, if you start a fast, it's this whole thing, and it's like, yo, not I'm on a fast, and can I do videos and all this stuff? I don't know. It's just like, is it really worth it to do another fast? You know, I know people that do one fast per year for a week. When did she send the court a picture of her vagina? I believe so. No, I've never heard of Calva. Calva? I've never heard of Cava. Fasting in the morning is nice sometimes. Yeah, but that's not really fasting. I don't consider that fasting. Fasting is like 24 hours, then I'd say it's a fast. If you eat once a day, you know, they say intermittent fasting. To me, I think fasting, where you really don't qualify for fasting if you skip a meal. Fasting is like you got to go a full day or something. If you don't eat in the morning, you're really not fasting. You're just not eating. I mean, some people aren't even. When I was younger, I was never hungry in the morning. Then I turned out. Then I went through a period where I was always hungry, and now it's like I get hungry at like 11 or o'clock a.m. 3 days straight is a sweet spot. Dude, 3 days straight is brutal fasting. It's brutal. Once you get 2 days in, it's brutal. Tom Homan scandal. What the where he took 50,000, where he took a bribe or something? That didn't seem like it got off the ground. I didn't really see anything on that. So somebody in chat told me about it though. Can't work without eating some type of food. Yeah, honestly, that's how I was. Before I do a video, I actually had to eat food for a while because I was just so hungry. And it was like my brain. But now I have some like cognitive medication. It's actually helping. Because it used to be like I needed food to function, for my brain to function properly. And it never used to be like that. But now I'm back to, I think, relatively normal, honestly. I think I'm back to where I could fast probably until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon and be fine. I mean, it depends, how late do you eat? But I normally don't eat a structured dinner anyways. I normally don't eat a structured dinner. Didn't even see the Tom Homan thing on the left wing side of news. Yeah, I think it got buried. It probably was a nothing or something. Bench press PR. Well, I would never did I never used the bar. Using the bar is easier. I just used free weights when I would bench press, and I probably got to like 75 on each side. There's no way I could even do four. Well, I could probably do 50 at this point. Probably do like 60. COQ10. Yeah, that actually helped. I mean, but I'll be honest. I have a very specific thing. Most people probably don't have any issues like that, but yeah, COQ10 is very good for cognitive function for sure. I actually did notice an increase because normally you take all these over the counter stuff and they're not potent, but you also get limited side effects. That's the thing. SSRIs I can't do anymore because of the effects that they have. And I don't think really people should be. They prescribe way too many SSRIs. SSRIs are bad news. The side effects it's not worth it, and then you become addicted to them in the sense of your body needs them and it stops producing certain things. But yeah, that's natural is what that the over the counter COQ10. Creatine is good. I never really took creatine. I really, when I was younger, I took it for a week and I retained so much fucking water. And I know that's the loading period or whatever, but it was crazy. But I do hear creatine has other benefits. It's supposed to be like, well, if you're natural, you take creatine, it helps a little bit with muscle. But I do hear there are also cognitive benefits with it. I've heard that before. Someone offered you a flu shot. What's your stance on this? I haven't gotten a flu shot in a while, in years. As long as you're relatively healthy, I don't know. You got to talk to your personal doctor, but as long as you're relatively healthy, I don't get flu shots. You're supposed to take creatine every day, I believe. It's not really based on a workout. I mean, you work out with it, you'll maybe build more muscle barely. It's not, it's for natural dudes who are trying to build muscle, but I guess it also has cognitive benefits. But you do retain a lot of water the first 2 weeks, or at least I did. So I was like, I'm just not gonna do this. Did you see Keith Olbermann threaten Scott Jennings? That dude seriously needs he does need a mental asylum, and I'm not trying to be funny with Keith Olbermann. I think he has like political derangement. I mean, it's just like, and it's really sad to see. And that's someone where you're not even trying to be funny or over embellish. I mean, he seriously has issues. So him threatening a Republican doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I heard about Russia's cancer vaccine. I don't know. They announced it, but I haven't heard anything on the actual results of it. A cancer vaccine. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's hard to really trust it from Russia. You're in Ireland right now. Muslims everywhere in Dublin. Here for the Vikings game. Wow, that's an impressive travel to Ireland. You're seriously in Ireland? Isn't it like 2 a.m. there? 1 a.m. maybe? But yeah, Ireland is I'm sure any of the major cities in Europe are going to be flooded with Muslims. It's the unfortunate reality at this point. You think Tylenol gave you autism? You may be eligible for a cash reward. Can you show the Keith Oberman video? I mean, did he debate him or was it just on X? He says, "You're next, motherfucker." Keep mugging to the camera. Keith Oberman just threatened Scott Jennings. He quickly deleted. I mean, this dude, man, he just sends stuff out. He just sends stuff out, and then I guess he regrets it and deletes it. This guy. Oh man. Imagine he gets arrested. Are there any metrics on how independents are swinging? Can any legit independents still vote blue at this? Yeah, I mean, independents will vote blue just because it's. I mean, there's so many independents. Some of them are bound to blow or vote blue for whatever reason, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. I know there's a few elections upcoming in November, but the problem is it's like Virginia, that's a blue state, but liberals are going to act like it's this huge victory if they win. New Jersey, that's a blue state, but liberals are going to act like it's this huge victory if they win. So we'll see with the elect. You know, it's an off year, but there are some elections in November. I think Virginia will be blue for sure. Blue for sure, unfortunately. Every House Republican voted to condemn the murders of Democrat state lawmakers in Minnesota, yet more than half. And apparently it's all the minorities too. Refuse to join. And Charlie Kirk's like 1,000 times more famous than these people in Minnesota. Ugh, doesn't surprise me. Are you in Virginia? No, I'm not. Congrats to your Browns. Yeah, that was a shocking win. They had like they had 0 points late in the third quarter. They somehow won because of the Pack. Dude, the Packers are just that's really not that good of a team. The Packers. I don't know how you lose to the Browns, especially how bad our offense is. Just a horrific offense. Then we win because we got a block kick or a block field goal. Chances of Ilhan Omar getting deported, I don't know. They're gonna have to find something. I mean, the woman hates the country. She'd be happier in Somalia. She supports Somalia. She doesn't support the United States. This is the multiculturalist like bullshit. Like this woman obviously does not like the United States. She doesn't like our culture. She doesn't like our history. Why is she here? And why is she in a fucking leadership position? Yeah, and Daniel Jones is. I mean, he was always an interesting dual threat, but he's playing well. You know, some quarterbacks need a change of scenery, I guess. because they are extracting resources. Yeah, and the other thing is our economy is just too big. We can't keep up with it. So they need. I mean, look, did you see what Kevin O'Leary said? Kevin O'Leary tries making the boomer slop argument. He's like, but China's going to pass us if we don't, basically saying China will pass us and we need to be scared of China if we don't bring in like 500K more Indians. Oh, yeah. Nobody believes that shit anymore, dude. China, they're all in poverty in China. It's fucking bullshit. It's a fear mongering tactic that capitalist companies use. But China's gonna pass us in GDP. Well, China has a fucking 5 times our population, 4 times our population, whatever. Do you think the Guardians will win the AL Central? No. They don't deserve it. That ownership doesn't deserve it. Those fans are just it's they're enablers of the ownership. Kimmel back on air tomorrow night, but look, yeah, but I think he got taken off of Sinclair. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I'm not sure if he's gonna be back on. I don't care, man. I don't care about Jimmy Kimmel being on the air or off the air. It doesn't affect me at all. So, mhm, mhm. China population decreasing rapidly too. Well, they had the one child policy, and now they stopped it because, yeah, they're everyone's going through these population issues. Did you see President Trump mention the left's talking point about the phrase hate speech, and Trump is using it? And a reporter said Charlie said hate speech, not real, and Trump said it's real now. What? Robert, thank you for the donation. Watched Prentice show, and he said people like Candace are making Israel skeptics lose credibility due to the Israel theory regarding Kirk's assassination. Well, this is the issue that they're always going to blame Israel for everything. So when people realize that, they're not people like Candace Owens are not going to be taken seriously. People like Ian Carroll are not going to be taken seriously. They blame Israel for everything. And a lot of it is rushing to see who can get there first. A lot of it also is, well, let's have something to talk about. Oh, but what if Charlie Kirk? Now, the whole thing that I've seen now is it wasn't Tyler Robinson. Now they're saying, well, it was someone else. It's a magic bullet. The bullet didn't go through Kirk's body. So that means there's some type of conspiracy. But it's like any irregularity they're going to pick at and say it's, you know, the reality with those people is they're never going to believe the story ever on anything. Which I guess you can do and you can grift off of it, but it does get tiring. Vivek, yeah, I saw Vivek was on there. I was a little bit surprised. I just haven't heard from Vivek in a while. Crystal Ball said that Charlie was MAGA youth and that he went against democracy, even though there was an election and people voted. The president was elected. Crystal Ball is the definition of liberal boomer slop. Who cares? Everyone says the 3006 bullet goes clean through bone. So where's the exit hole? Well, I mean, what do you want? What do you want me to tell you? I think the bullet was found in his body, is what I think they said. I mean, he got shot in the neck. Do you want it? I mean, we've seen the video. Republican shift video earlier had me rolling. LOL. Thought you were going to go nuclear for a bit. Wish we could have seen you spurg out. Um, No, I think I was pretty. I mean, maybe I get going sometimes, but thoughts on Tyler Robinson's Dairy Queen photo? Yeah, I don't know what that is. That was released by Candace Owens. Supposedly, it's Tyler Robinson 6 hours after the. She says 6 hours after the murder, still in the same city, Orem. So I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen anyone confirm or deny it, so maybe it's real. Thoughts on TikTok being monitored by Oracle? I think TikTok is. I hate TikTok is a really bad application. TikTok, it doesn't. You're not allowed to have TikTok. You can't. My accounts all got banned. It's just, and it's just like this liberal cesspool now. I mean, it's full of just young liberals. That's where all the celebration for the Kirk assassination was, on TikTok. The timestamp on the corner of that Dairy Queen photo was edited so that it could have been before the shooting instead of after. Wow, and then she reported and said it was after. Well, Candace Owens says she's going to make Brigitte Macron submit to a medical exam as part of their ongoing lawsuit.
First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol during pregnancy, can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that. It's a small
AKT, she actually did.
Andrew Kolvitz, the executive producer of The Charlie Kirk Show. Andrew, what would have Charlie thought about yesterday?
He would have been blown away. Tyler Boyer, who runs the C.
Erica Kirk forgave her husband's killer. The state of Utah will inject poison into that killer's veins until he's dead. There is no contradiction between those two things. Christian forgiveness does not demand that we allow the cruel to ravage the whole earth. It demands that we love our enemies, and sometimes love is tough. In our personal lives, love means praying for those who persecute us. In politics, love usually means punishing the guilty, both for the protection of the innocent as well as for the good of the criminals. No one benefits from crime, decay, and disorder. Not the rest of us, and not the criminals themselves. We cherish what we call the marketplace of ideas in America. Erica Kirk forgave.
Two million illegals have exited the United States. 400K deportations, 1.6 million self-deportations. It's about to accelerate. Well, if that's accurate, that's very good news. I mean, I don't think anyone truly knows the number of self deportations. That's one of the things that we've been trying to get out of the administration. Who knows if they're telling the truth or not? I mean, Dearborn, Michigan seems like a stable multicultural community. It's a fucking cesspool. They do Islamic prayers at like 4 in the morning. Have you seen those videos? Yeah, that's not what our culture is in the United States at all. That's horrible. No, there's many Muslim countries that can do that. Dearborn would be a case study of the problems with multiculturalism. You won't vote for JD Vance unless the Indian problem is taken care of. Well, I mean, what does that mean? Are you talking about? What do you mean by that? I mean, it seems like they are restricted. You gotta like that they're restricting the H-1Bs. I mean, people didn't think they were gonna do that. I know people are angry because it's not annual, but still, that's still a big step. I feel like. Once the BBB kicks in after the fiscal year ends, Trump will have more funding to hire thousands. I think it's I think it's in October, is when the funding kicks up. Actually, yeah, you're right because the fiscal year's through September. So next month, Elon Musk friendly with Trump to get H-1B exceptions. I don't know. I mean, they do rely on that. You know, he employs a lot of people, a lot of entry level engineers, things like that. I mean, what am I even watching, man? Turning Point USA event is happening in Minnesota tonight. Oh, that's where Michael Knowles is. Okay. I was wondering. Yeah, I don't even know what some of this stuff is. You're in engineering and was working on a very complex magnetic design, finally found a solution in an amazing scientific paper. You looked up the author and he was from Tesla. The author was ChatGPT. No, I'm joking. What was the author's name? Florida will upset Texas. Doubtful. I mean, Texas has been. I know that game's in the swamp, so maybe it's possible. Yeah, we'll see what Turning Point's able to do. No, the author was from Tesla and he was young and had his senior project. Didn't look first gen American. Let me see if I can find him. Hold on. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, well, Ian Carroll does the same thing as Candace Owens, dude. The exact same thing. But it's just like, they're going to start spreading them. But if the thing is, if you believe everything is a conspiracy theory, you delegitimize yourself. That's the problem. So why would we trust Ian Carroll on anything when he thinks everything's fake? If you think everything is fake, then it's hard to trust you. You lose credibility. But listen, the thing is so many people think everything is fake. You're gonna get fame and notoriety for it, I guess. Yeah, I saw Arch Manning against Sam Houston. I don't know what that is. I don't know why he was so excited about that. That was strange, honestly. Oregon, Penn State. Yeah, that should be a really good. Hopefully, that's a really good game. College football needs it. They need a really good game between those teams. Hopefully, it's a one-score game. If you think everything is fake, you're fake. Well, you're incentivized to drag stuff out and say the government is lying about everything because it is. Conspiracies are. There's a I'm better than you because I know this is fake and you believe the real official government story. So there's a lot of that involved. You get a lot of that with 9/11. You get a lot of that with something like this Kirk assassination. Executive order is completely toothless. An annual fee without targeting renewals. No, it's not annual. It's a one-time fee of $100K. The employer has to pay. You watched a little of the Sunday night game? That was awful. How about Mahomes being in his prime? This is the greatest quarterback ever. Seriously, can we stop with that? That dude's not the greatest quarterback ever. Just stop. This is his third year where he's been average, and this is his prime. But it's just horrible. I mean, it's throughout the entire NFL. The quarterback play is terrible. There's not many passers. Erica, as Turning Point USA CEO, may help women vote right wing. Yeah, I mean, she's got a very tragic story, but you can turn it, into a positive in the sense of sharing it and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know how involved she's going to be in terms. I do actually think she's going to be very involved. Apparently, she already was involved, but she's the leader now of Turning Point USA. So I do wonder what happens with that because I know there's probably a lot of people that, it might simmer down for a little bit, but I think there's going to maybe, you don't want to say a power struggle, but I mean, without Kirk, there's a serious hole there. And, does she fill it? Does someone else come in? Do they work together? Do they work with, maybe it looks like they're working with the Daily Wire here. They're working with Tucker Carlson. I don't know. We'll have to see. He was in with a lot of people. He had a lot of relationships. So there's going to be a lot of people that rally around this. It's always that you're brainwashed as soon as you tell them. Yeah, I want to do a video like talking about that type of stuff, but it doesn't even matter. You'll just get called a Jewish shill. But I mean, there are things, and it's complicated. It's a lot more complicated than saying blanket statements on stuff like that. 100%. Israel's going to own Turning Point USA through Shapiro. What is that, your prediction? I mean, obviously, Daily Wire's got a lot of money. They donated $1 million. I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I don't know who Jake Paul is fighting at the Jake Paul stuff. What is he, like 7-1 in his boxing career, 7-2, something like that? Could you do a real deal video on things like how influential the mainstream media really is, not compared to influencers? Does Kimmel matter or not? Does MSNBC matter? A lot of gaslighting. I think the mainstream average media like Channel 5, I think they're the ones that matter. I don't think people really go to CNN unless they're Democrats to watch news. It's more of the ultra normie stuff that you see like Yahoo News and things like that. That normie people tend to be shifted, and normally it's pro liberal news. That's kind of what I think. I think if you like CNN, Kimmel, I mean, at 11 o'clock, putting in I don't think Kimmel really matters, honestly. I don't think any of the late night hosts really matter in terms of political opinion or shaping politics in any way. Trump arrived at Trump Tower in New York. Grandma's getting physical. Kimmel, Colbert, and Myers should just start a male version of The View and bitch all day if they want. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think any of them have influence. What does it really matter? How would Dearborn be a case study? You're not reading any stories about mass rape or Islamic extremism because they've turned it into a Islamic sanctuary. That's not what this country is. How hard is that to understand? People in this country have been programmed to like embrace globalist slop, and like you completely lose cultural identity when you accept that type of stuff. And they all move to the same place too, so they overwhelm the place, and then they elect one of their people, like we see in Dearborn, and then they tell the Christian man, "Oh, but what about when the Muslim mayor told the Christian man, this is not your home, this is the United States, this is Michigan." Yeah, that's why it's bad, bro. The fact that you asked that question is concerning. Why aren't people forcing these foreigners to explain why they don't make their own country better? Because it's all, a lot of these countries are fucked, so they move here. But it's like, we don't want our country to become fucked then, too. But it's also, our economy is too big. It's outgrown the native workforce. So, I mean, it is capitalism. They need people. And it's happening in a lot of first world countries. Even Japan is now doing it. It's a nation of English settlers, not immigrants. Yeah, but even if you say it's immigrants, I mean, obviously it's not the correct phrasing. The immigrants that came in the 16, 17, 1800s, they were Western European immigrants. That's not the immigrants we're taking in now. It's a lot different type of immigrants, if you want to call them immigrants. But the first ones were settlers for sure, because they settled a new country. We didn't take over a Native American country. We created a brand new country. Do liberals even realize that they're eventually going to be replaced by the people they're fighting to keep here? And well, that's the part of it. I mean, that's the globalist dream. They don't believe in They don't believe in that. They don't think they're being replaced because they don't believe in race or any of that. And that's part of the main issue with the entire worldview that they have right now. But also they're being used as capitalist pawns themselves. I mean, that is why there's all these immigrants coming in, because our economy has outgrown the workforce. So they need cheap, and for them it's even better because it's exploitation of cheap labor. And of course these immigrants will come in because their situations are so bad in their own countries. And then they'll bring down the wages in the United States because they're willing to work for less because they come from their own terrible situation. It's crazy that it's been normalized to have a piñata representing a human person and you beat it with a bat. Yeah, well, that's just like an old lady. I mean, how many times do you see that? Old crazy white women who are like completely anti-Trump. It's a common story. They actually literally hate everything and want destruction. We build, they destroy. I mean, some of them. I mean, obviously the radical leftists hate a lot of the Western culture and they'd like to see it be destroyed, but that's not most of them. I think most of them are just, they have suicidal empathy and they're naive. That's what I would say, in politically correct terms. I agree. I think that's a battle with capitalism and stuff. And that's why I talk about capitalism so much, because, economic policy, it's more complicated than capitalism versus socialism versus, I mean, capitalism definitely is, if you want to create a society that fosters high GDP and creates, really allows top ideas to come to the forefront and be successful, it's got to be capitalist for sure. Look at what China did with their mixed economic system in 78. They all have to switch to semi-capitalist. You're gonna get lapped if you're not capitalist to some degree. Liberals will say that robots, AI are oppressed too. Well, they're not gonna like AI and robots. They have to neuter the AI models to make it politically correct. Why are Caucasian men mixing more than women? Well, I mean, some of it is a preference, some of it is pickiness of some women. Um, some of it is just men on average are hornier, and so they're willing to date outside of their race more. Uh, but I don't think it's like a crazy amount of interracial with white men. I mean, it's more than white women, but I don't think it's by very much. I don't think it's like a crazy differential. Why is Adam on PBD Pod saying Kirk would been better PR than Trump? What do you mean by PR? I don't know what that means. Public relation, like what? Michael Knowles, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Glenn Youngkin, Mike Lee, Andy Biggs, Glenn Beck on the list, Ramaswamy. Thoughts on Kimmel's return? Left media is making it out to be a huge deal. His monologue tomorrow is going to be cringe. Yeah, the thing is, I don't care about Kimmel. He could have 10 hours a night. He could have 1 hour. It really wouldn't affect me. It's mainly a Trump thing. Trump hates all these guys, these late night talk guys, and so he calls them out. And there was a snafu with the FCC, and they took him off because he said stuff about the shooter, kind of insinuating that he was part MAGA. I don't know. But I mean, I think Sinclair took him off all of their stations or whatever, so I don't know what kind of effect that's going to have on him. But it was announced a few hours after he got let back on that they ended up taking him back off. So I don't know. We'll see. Adam on PBD said Kirk would have been a better president pick than Trump. Well, that's a little ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, the guy just died, and he was 31. It's a bit young. Seems like a kind of a silly statement. What are the odds he apologizes? If he really wanted to apologize, he's not going to apologize. He's an attention whore, and he views himself now as a victim. The last thing he'll do is apologize, and now he's emboldened if he gets let back on. Any more China trade deal progress? That has to return to the forefront. I mean, they have a framework for a deal. So I think the deal will get worked out. It's going to have to get worked out at some point. They have a framework for it, so I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it recently. Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff with Kirk and the H-1B thing that came out. Thoughts on mixing with hot Latinas? I mean, it's... I know guys do it. You're saying Muslims fit traditional U.S. values? Well, ask women if they do, brother. Mm-hmm. Polymarket chances that Kimmel will cry and whine about democracy. Yeah, there'll probably be some type of bet on that. You know, he views himself as a martyr. Probably he'll be really excited. He'll say something about Republican. He'll have a snide remark about Republicans being the ones to embrace cancel culture and that type of stuff. What's your opinion on the take that most white men only date non-whites because they have lower standards? Well, I think a lot of it depends on your environment. So, yeah, I mean, you could argue the standards, but also women in general, when they're younger, they've got a lot more. They've got a plentiful amount of men to pick from. White men, even. If you're a white woman or if you're like a 20-year-old white girl, you're gonna have a lot of suitors very likely as long as you're in decent shape. With men, it's a lot harder. It's a lot more challenging. So if it's harder for you, you're more willing to date outside, just out of necessity. In a sense. Did you see the Xbox Series X cost $799, 2 TB version? They blame tariffs, but it's a 5-year-old console. Damn, $800 for that. I don't know who's paying. They're gonna have terrible sales. $800 for a 5-year-old console. Dude, they fucked up the Xbox so much. I don't know why they went to the Xbox One from the 360. I always thought it made perfect sense to go to the 720. Like, it just made perfect sense for them to go to the 720. But, like, it doesn't even make sense. Xbox One, but it's not the first Xbox. Like, so why is it called the Xbox One? That never made sense. And I own one. But I bought it for like fucking $400 or whatever 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Now they're saying tariffs raised it by like $200, $300. Who's paying $800 for that console? No one. You've noticed a phenomenon here in New York City where it's usually worse-looking men dating interracial. Well, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. If they're more desperate, they're going to be dating interracial. If they look worse, they're going to be, less wanted likely by white women. So that makes perfect sense. I'm guessing that's not just a phenomenon in New York City. Xbox Series X 1 TB costs $600. He was talking about the 2 TB.
against ousting Eric Siebert, who again was picked by President Trump?
I just answered that question for you, and the president has every right to express how he feels about these people who literally campaigned on trying to put him in jail, who literally tried to ruin his life and ruin his businesses, and he wants to see accountability for those who abuse their office and abuse their power. And Letitia James absolutely did that, whether you want to admit it or not.
Is that not
Jeff,
retribution, though?
Jeff, it's accountability.
Been dying laughing over the official Homeland Security tweet with Pokemon video, people getting pissy over it. Yeah, they've been having fun with that account. They'll say some off-the-cuff shit on that account. President Trump makes it official, declaring Antifa a terrorist organization. But what does this really mean? I mean, what does this mean exactly? Yeah, I don't know. I never had a PlayStation, honestly, man. So I don't know about PlayStations. I hear PlayStations have better graphics. That was always what they would tell me. Means they will get locked up. Well, it's going to be challenged, is what I'm saying. It's going to be challenged by courts, and maybe I'm not sure if he's going to be able to implement it fully. He could do it, yeah, but you're talking about foreign versus domestic with Venezuela. Why do liberals love to say the phrase all men are created equal when it has nothing to do with equality? It had meant to do with a jab at divine kingship. Well, because for them it sounds. Actually, I don't think they're saying it anymore, because it's like a shot against women by saying all men. I'm not sure they say it anymore for that reason. I already have an Xbox. I bought it for like $500, bro. You'd rather get more stocks? Maybe get a 30% increase in 15 years. You should invest in the CMC 100. You know the CMC 20? The CMC 100? You like the Russell 2000?
Exceptions to this unity. This past Friday, 58 House Democrats voted no, and 38 voted present on a resolution that simply stated condemning in the strongest possible terms the assassination of Charles James Kirk and all forms of political violence. There were no strings attached to this vote. This was a simple gesture of human decency to denounce political violence. I wish I could say that this was only a fringe group, but 96 votes is nearly half of the entire House Democrat caucus. And they didn't just vote against this basic resolution condemning political violence. A number of those same Democrats took to the House floor to smear Charlie Kirk's name. The man wasn't even buried yet, and Democrat members of Congress were denigrating his memory on the floor of the House of Representatives. This was truly a sad moment and a clear reflection of how radical the Democrat Party has become. Many Democrats in elective office have now been totally captured by a radical fringe of the far-left base who want to dehumanize every person they disagree with. We must continue to call this wickedness out. It's the only way that our nation can heal. For too long, past leaders have offered platitudes while political violence has been allowed to fester and harm innocent Americans. There has been coordinated campaigns dating back years, spearheaded by radical left-wing organizations centered on dehumanizing, intimidating.
Someone asked, would you support a national divorce scenario? Red and blue states become their own countries. Yeah, but what happens to the swing states? Think about it. There are some swing states that have a lot of population. Would they have to fight? Would they have to split their state in half? Would all the red states go together, or would they form individual countries? All the states just become their own country, or would it be two different countries? You're up 37K today. Just saying it's not bad returns when there's good news up around 70. You're up 37K. Well, you must have a decent amount of money in the market if you're up 37K. It's hard to make 37K in the stock market, man. In a day. Unless you've already got a lot of capital.
If we don't hang together, we will surely hang separately, which is exactly what Elon Musk told me. So backstage, Elon Musk embraces Erica Kirk, and she's crying in his arms, and they're hugging, and it's really profound. This was after the speeches. This was after the program. And this is the words that Elon Musk said to us in this small little group with Erica Kirk. And he said, this is why I was proud to sit with my president. That's what he called Trump, my president today. He accepted Trump's invitation to go up there, and the majority of the event Elon Musk sent sitting there with Donald Trump, chewing it up. Everyone can see here's the photos of Elon embracing Erica, and then there are photos of Elon with Trump, and they seem to be having a great time. Dana White also there. What a not only was the size and scope of this and the peacefulness of it a profound.
Let me answer this. You want to invest in crypto, but seeing so many videos and movies where FBI agents arrest crypto people is it risky or something? No, you're not going to get arrested for investing into Chainlink, bro. You're not going to get arrested for investing into XRP. I mean, what are you looking to invest into? The people that get arrested normally are creators of coins and
eulogy for Charlie and his memory, but the cornerstone of it all, to unite the world's most powerful,
or I guess through tax evasion, maybe,
richest private civilian with the world's most powerful public figure, Donald Trump. Charlie said in this chair right here, he hoped that it happened. There's a clip that went viral yesterday. Charlie saying, I pray that Elon Musk and Donald Trump reconcile. And they did so at Charlie's funeral in Charlie's memory. Mm-hmm. A profound and beautiful example of what Charlie constantly was doing for our movement. And he fused together the greatest schism that we've seen in the nascent Trump administration. He just fixed Trump and Elon together. We saw it live. And it's like the power of Charlie crying out. I mean, after death, crying out, and like still the power of Charlie, like bringing together these tectonic forces that should not reconcile. These are two stubborn men. These are two men that don't need each other, honestly. But Elon Musk told me this. He hugs Erica Kirk. He looks to all of us and he goes, if we don't hang together, we will surely hang separately. So let us unite. I was proud to sit with my president tonight. That's what Elon told us. That's what Elon told us backstage. Wow. And so, again, just as a little behind the scenes vignette here, what you watched yesterday, what tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of people saw.
I will say the right's obsession with Elon is strange. I agree with the chat. He really is just a complete loose cannon. Like, how can you really trust like the Elon stuff? We're gonna do that again. I mean, I guess because of how popular he is and powerful he is with the money, you kind of have to placate to him. Tylenol, baby, Elon. Oh, maybe. I mean, apparently Republicans are doing slightly better. I mean, it's New Jersey, so you think this state is shifting to the right a little bit, in comparing to 2021. But apparently they're doing slightly better in mail-in early voting. You think it's going to be Adele performing? Yeah, I know. People were saying it was Taylor Swift. The only thing I heard was Taylor Swift. What a mess that would be if it's Taylor Swift. It. Ever hook up with a Jewish girl if she's hot? Some Jewish girls are very pretty. Post Malone. Did Post Malone already do it? I think Post Malone already did the halftime show, I believe. Another civil war or a war with China or another crusade trying to take back Jerusalem from Israel. What's the most likely to happen? War with China is most likely to happen out of those three, I think. People would argue probably civil war. We're not even close to a crusade like that. I mean, the country would have to shift so far right nationalist. It would be like a war with China, but it could be even a proxy war with like through Taiwan, and then it creates a bigger war. Civil war, I think people overrate that all the time, mainly because of social media. Like, if we have a civil war, the country's fucked. I mean, now maybe in 40 years it'll be up for the better, but for our lifetimes it'd be fucked. The only thing I can see is like states seceding. There's not a civil war, because civil war will hurt all the assets within the United States because of the fighting and stuff. But I could see certain states seceding and then absorbing other states and becoming more powerful, and then you have two countries in that type of formation. And then one country becomes so much more powerful within the United States than the other country. And so a dynamic like that maybe would work. Well, they can forget the Holy Land. Look at what we did in Afghanistan and the Middle East. It's not been good. This stream is YouTube featured. You're joking. What does that mean? You're trolling. Guys, hype me up. Give me some hype points. Fuck the hype points. What are hype points, man? I'm tired of YouTube adding these features, and it messes with the interface. And so now there's all these numbers. It's like, bro, I could tell YouTube, don't add this, man. Don't add the hype points. The hype points are irrelevant. The hype points are basically a like. It's an irrelevant feature. You have a screenshot, you have no idea what it means either. It means YouTube recognizes significant talent, and they understand talent, and they say, we like your videos, son. Your content is getting a very nice engagement, large retainment rate. Andrew Yang whipped cream incident. And what is this, 2017 or 2019? Are you a member of the Yang Gang? Cal Raleigh MVP, you're trying to trigger me. That's a boomer comment. That's boomer coded. Get with war. Understand OPS plus. Why do Gen Z perma hook up and never marry? Because it's this day and age, it's a lot more instant pleasure, instant satisfaction, with marriage, I mean, marriage is very bad for men. It's, you know, so it's a problem, the 50-50 stuff. But it's an instant pleasure game. From the dopamine off of our phones to hookup culture, that's what it is. And also, you know, the religion has been significantly degraded in the United States in terms of the people that are religious. So if more people were religious, obviously there'd be less hookups going on. Thoughts on EU recognizing Palestine but not Taiwan? Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't it already known that all those countries were in Western Europe were going to recognize Palestine? I think they've already said it like 20 times, and now maybe they're just announcing it. So it's, to me, it's a token thing. They just know that Israel is losing the propaganda war, and what's going on in Gaza, basically everyone is denouncing outside of people within the United States and Israel. Near future, you're going to see a new Republican. It's going futurist Republicans, old school Trumpists, and you see and you say Groyper, Pelicans. What are you insinuating? The party's going to go further to the right? I mean, we'll see what happens, man. There's younger people are further to the right, but normally they always are. They're more extreme. But I will say there definitely is. Oh, that's a nice Cadillac right there. But I will say there definitely there's definitely more of a vigor for young people to be right-wing, significantly right-wing now than there was like 7 years ago. Because I remember what it was like in 2018. I mean, the entire political, the Overton window has shifted significantly. Even from 5 years ago, remember the BLM stuff and just getting out of that. I mean, how dystopian was that? Oh my God. These people are just, these have got to be bots. At some point, you just got to call it. You like the Cybertruck? Jimmy Kimmel's show is returning tomorrow. But I don't know. Sinclair said they're not airing it. Their affiliates are not airing that. Whatever.
Outlets are reporting that you plan to tie Tylenol to increased risk of autism. Can you confirm that?
Well, you're going to see tomorrow. We're going to do it tomorrow, but I think it's a very big factor. I think you'll see what it is tomorrow. We have various things, but you'll see what it is tomorrow. I think it's going to be a very important news conference. And we want things to take effect immediately. There's obviously something artificial that's really wrong, and we think we know what that is.
Are you planning to announce any link between vaccines and autism?
Vaccines are very interesting. They can be great, but when you put the wrong stuff in them,
You're bragging about your XBCN, your crypto, boomer, 17%. You're flexing 17%, brother. No, I'm happy for you. I really am. A lot of my meme coins went down 30, 40, not 40%, like 20%, 15%. It's called a pullback. Trump looking young. Trump has a specialized moisturizer. His skin is cleaner. You have bots on your small YouTube channel, have no clue how to get rid of them. You can get rid of bots 100%. Just go and you can personally delete comments if you own the channel. Go to your YouTube studio and you can click on the right side of the comment. And then you can eliminate words. You know, words won't show up. So if a bot is using certain words, because that's what they do with crypto, is there'll be bots that spam the same scam coin, and then you can just put the coin into one of the words you want muted on your channel. Young conservatives are more populist or nationalist, but Trump is a true boomer, final boss populist. Yeah, with the Israel support to boot. The ultimate, the never fleeting Israel support. Trump doesn't understand that the chemical that makes up Tylenol is in a million different. Well, I mean, obviously, this is not Trump, okay? Trump is being told what to say by the people he puts in the health administration, the health, area of the administration, the HHS, RFK Jr. He's being told to say this. Obviously, they researched this, so. Is the Patriot Act really needed? Well, the Patriot Act was obviously a lesson for all Americans. They will prey on your emotional state to force more government control. Let that be a lesson. After the memorial is when it gets really sad, the story gets talked about less and less, and life goes on. Still hard to believe. Charlie forever. Yeah, that's another thing you got to reflect on. It is crazy to think about now that the memorial is done. I'm sure that they have like a private funeral, and it's just like that's it. So you're right in a way. As people talk about it less and less, and it wanes. You're up 400%. You're up a 4x. You've been telling me about it since what even is that? 9/10 of a cent or 9/100ths of a cent? Wow, you're gonna really make money. Can you send me $10 for like a fucking Chipotle burrito? You're flexing on me. Thoughts on Kentucky college football? It's tough for them. They're not going to do anything anytime soon. Not in the SEC. No, Kentucky not in the SEC. It's not going to happen for them. What's your thought on Wendy's? I'm not a big fan of Wendy's. I used to like Wendy's. Actually, Wendy's is fine, but it's bad for you, man. It's just not good food. You shouldn't be eating it. Will Elon have another child this year? Yeah, maybe through like some type of maybe like he'll have a robot child. Maybe he'll mix his DNA with like a fucking SIM card. Which person should Trump pardon before getting out of office? Edward Snowden or Tiger King? You think Snowden would get whacked if he got pardoned? Yeah, Snowden does not have a good relationship with the United States. He said he wouldn't come back to the U.S. if he got pardoned. And I don't know about Tiger King. I think that's kind of ridiculous. Do you think the Charlie Kirk assassination will affect the midterms? Yeah, I think it will have an effect. I can't really say the degree because this is such an unprecedented thing, such a horrible thing. But someone so young and so, powerful within the Republican Party to be assassinated, we haven't seen this in so long, especially in the social media age. So it's going to have an effect. There's definitely going to be using that as like an avenge type thing, for the midterms and stuff. So I can't really say the level of effect it'll have. I know there's possibly going to be a energetic Republican base that's charged to get more people, maybe have a good ground game to try and, because that's the thing with the Republicans. Now they're known as the low propensity party. Low propensity meaning, they don't vote in all the elections. Midterms, the biggest U.S. national election. Not flexing below bro teeth. Please take some time to look into Zebek Network. Get extra guac. Dude, I hope you make money off of it. That's great. I'll have to take a look at that for you. I appreciate the $20. You actually did. See, now you're trying to show me up now. Now you're trying to show me up. Now you're trying to big time me. But no, I appreciate it. I appreciate the $20. Bro sunned me. Can't wait for Elon's epic Neuralink test tube, baby. Elon's like, I had sex with a SIM card. I had sex with an Xbox One. We're going to produce an offspring. Thoughts on Grok AI girlfriend? Yeah, I've seen that. The AI thing they've got, and Musk has been showing it off and stuff. I've seen that. $10 ain't gonna buy you no Chipotle. That shit is easily 20. Yeah, I mean it's probably like $14, $15. You got to get a drink. You get some sides. You're right, bro. I mean, you got all the money from crypto. I appreciate it. I'll have to give you some inside info on something. Have I ever been on a train? I think travel via train is underrated. No, it really is. I would like to see trains come back. I've been on a few trains, but a while ago. When are you going to get a new room? You need to get a proper studio, boost yourself. I think 90% of a studio is like the wall behind you. No, you're right. I mean, basically, I'd have to get a full new camera and then film from the camera and have a full shot of me. 100%. That would enhance it. But then that's a big problem in terms of the editing process when I do that. Then I need an editor and stuff. I don't have the money for that right now. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But I could improve behind me, and that would probably make it more professional and get a better webcam. You should get a green screen. I never liked the green screen look. I never liked the green screen look. I think it just looks bad. And plus, honestly, having a green screen is annoying. Like, because it's like fucking, it's like lime bright green behind me. Obviously, you guys wouldn't see that, but it's annoying for me. Boost yourself, then you can get on Piers Morgan. What do you mean by boost myself? What, I get a better studio? I'll get new opportunities? I mean, I guess. Didn't you used to have Legos behind you? Yeah, I did have Legos behind me for a short period of time. I actually still do, but it's like the Twin Tower set, so they were a lot more earlier or prior. Don't do a green screen unless they are for edited videos, but not for live streams. Yeah. I got a video I just recorded. I'm recording another video. It's about 9/11. But I am going to do it part Iceberg Part 2 9/11. That's going to be a long one. But it does make sense for me to do it now that the other one is caught on for 200K views or whatever it's at. So I got to do a part 2 for the Iceberg on 9/11. And then maybe a part 3. Those videos, they're a hassle. It's going to be another 30-minute video. It's going to be a long video. Do you have the $50 or $300 Twin Tower Lego set? Well, I don't know what you're referencing. Are you? Because there was no actual Twin Tower set. They would never do it. Lego would never do it. You're talking about unlicensed building blocks, is what you're talking about. I think, but I don't think we're thinking about the same thing. I don't think we're not talking about the same thing. People are right. Your crippling depression is hurting your motivation to boost yourself. You could be on Piers Morgan and Fox News. Seriously, smaller influencers are. I don't even know. What do you mean boost myself? I don't know. So what? Just get a better setup? You're satisfied with your 1x2000 scale World Trade Center mock kit? Yeah, where'd you get that from? That's off-brand building blocks. No, but it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. Lego doesn't have the patent for the actual blocks. They just have the patent for the set designs. They don't have the patent for the blocks. The blocks are the same thing. But and the thing is I'm against doing that and ordering from China. But Lego does not produce the sets. Like, I'll show you guys a set that's just insane. If you look on my Discord, the set that I'm building. But this is not my problem. Lego does not produce sets that are good enough anymore. And now they've got this $1,000 set. It looks like dog shit. Lego has a full monopoly on US building blocks, so they price gouge the shit out of people. And then they say, well, we have to buy all these licenses to be able to have a Star Wars license, and they try and do that. All the Lego sets, price per piece, have gotten way worse since the pandemic, and they never got better. They never returned. And now you're ordering from China, you are paying tariffs, but it's worth it. Put some red, white, and blue lights in the background, have a microphone on a swing arm. Yeah, that seems like a challenge to do, though. You have to have the microphone right here. That actually might be, but it'd be hard to get used to, because the thing is, I have a screen right here. Maybe put it right here. Yeah, if you notice, I have a better display. The reason I have a better display is because my cognitive, like, I have better brain power. I'm not even kidding you. Like, obviously, if you look at my videos the past 2 weeks, they've been upgraded. If you look at my videos, because my cognitive ability is better. Because I had cognitive issues that potentially have cleared up. And so now that's the reason, the videos are better. How much to kiss the wall in Israel? That would be at least that would be. I just need a free trip to Israel. That's a biblical place. But I can't kiss the wall. That's a humiliation ritual. How do you fix your cognitive it's COQ10. Vitamin B, B3. V2, vitamin B2, V3, V2, B3. Yeah, that's the thing, is I'm trying to do 2 videos. I think it's better if I just do 2 videos a day, because it's like you spam uploads, because I can spam uploads during the election season and it's not a problem. Maybe I should do 3 videos a day, but I also like doing a crypto video. And then I also like doing some other things as well. So, but I could do 3 videos. Sometimes there's actually not even enough to fucking talk about, even with the sports, because I do sports, like 2 sports videos a week. If I'm not gonna do a video on a topic that's just like, it's not gonna get any views anyways, like fucking Trump does a trade deal or something, it's just, I know it's not gonna get any views, like, the weird thing is I used to get views on like trade deal videos, and then they just fucking, it's like the well shut off. Would you explore abandoned buildings anymore? I really never did that. There's only like one near me. There's really nothing near me. There was actually a few cool ones, but they got demolished. They demolish them now really quickly, I feel like, in most areas. Can you give me last week's news recap? Well, it's just people are just talking about the assassination, basically, and the H-1B thing. You should have gone to the Haitians eating cats and interviewed them. Yeah, I think that's kind of cringe, honestly. Like, I have respect for people that go to places and stuff, but I don't know. Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Have you seen the scale of that clock? It's insane what those Middle Eastern countries build. I wonder how that line is going. You know about the line? When did you stop playing Pokemon? No, I was never really big into Pokemon. My brother was bigger into Pokemon. I was big. I was big, I guess, into Mario. I had a Nintendo DS. I had a Nintendo DS, and then I had a DSi, and then I got the iPhone or the iPod 4th generation. Then I got the iPhone 4S, which was my father's, and then he gave it to me. Then I got the iPhone 5. Then I got the iPhone 6 Plus. That was like the big one. Then I got the iPhone 10, and then I got the 14. And I never had any other phones other than that. Isn't the whole Trump thing that he makes deals to try and get the best for both worlds? Maybe that's what's up with the H-1B stuff. Yeah, people are not going to like that. I mean, people want a ironclad no H-1Bs, and it just, the problem is we just don't have the populace at this point for these companies. They're going to lose their minds if we cut it off completely. So you can cut it off completely, and then it's like, oh, our GDP is going to go down, or there's going to be inflation, and there's all this shit that you have to deal with. It's not as simple as cutting it off. Well, actually, it is as simple if you really only care about demographics. But obviously, a lot of these corporations don't give a fuck about that. They have a bottom line. Is your brother into politics as much as you? No, he's not. You don't give a shit? Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. You go in and then you'll get pulled in 5,000 directions by powerful people that have money. They're not gonna like your proposal of, what is it, no H-1Bs at all. Trust me, I get it, man. I'm just telling you how it is. You're missing Michael Knowles. I mean, what is Michael Knowles speaking or something? It's like, how is this Omar rep so crazy? She doesn't like the country. It's as simple as that. When will you invite your brother or sister on? I don't have a sister. Imagine if I had a sister. No, I don't have a sister. I only have one brother. No, my brother's not ginger. Isn't your birthday today, or was that yesterday? No, my birthday's not today. My birthday's at the end of the month. We're towards the end of the month. When will your cat agree to come on the stream? Dude, I was looking at this congressman who was like, dude, the video of the dog registering to vote. This congressman was like, well, it's been confirmed in California a dog had registered to vote and he voted in elections, but they never said what party he was a member of. So, I mean, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see this dog registered and was granted a ballot and voted, possibly for Hillary. But I don't know. Maybe he was a Republican. Yeah, please like the stream. Boy, what a name. Dude. Dude, how, this is... Does your channel being big attract women? Well, I would imagine it's probably a decent... women want resources, so if you have a channel that's bigger, it's likely going to be more attractive for them, yes. But I mean, in the sense of women are fawning over me, no. But women like fame, they like men that have power, things like that. So obviously you have a bigger channel, it's going to help your prospects likely, just to be honest. Didn't a cat run for office? But what party was the dog a member of? The dude was like, the dog actually voted. I think dogs would be Republican, cats would probably be liberal. I could see cats being liberal. I could see cats being socialist. Like my cat. Dogs more Republican. You see the new tweet from Homeland Security? Yeah, they're always pushing. They're always kind of pushing the edge with that account. If you were given $10 million, would you keep making videos? Yeah, you have to have a purpose in life. How are you gonna? You can't be retiring at. There's no sense in retirement at a young age. I think. I don't. You're gonna end up depressed. You're gonna end up depressed if you retire at a young age. That's what I think. You have to have purpose. Just traveling randomly, aimlessly is not purpose, or retirement is not purpose. There's just no way. You do have to, and everyone tries to do it. You have to create a name for yourself. You have to try and become known, create a legacy, and it's challenging, but why are cats more socialist and dogs Republican? Because dogs are, they're more, dogs are racist in terms of breeds. I mean, that is true, like in the human sense. Yeah, dude. I saw a video of cats on a beach, and then they're like the world's biggest litter box. It does make sense. Dogs actually go outside and touch grass. That's why. I mean, there are outdoor cats. Depends how, if you expand the cat kingdom. I mean, you've got all the different bigger cats like lions and jaguars and tigers. Dogs are more moderate in their views. Cats seem more extreme. Yeah, I think it depends on the breed in terms of dogs. Kamala just called Trump a communist dictator. You're joking.
A tyrant. We used to compare the strength of our democracy to communist dictators. That's what we're dealing with right now, Donald Trump. And these
we're dealing with a communist
industry are not speaking up.
Trump's like the most free market person. I don't think she actually called him that, but she tried to compare it. Does Gen Z still say it's raining cats and dogs? That's a white person saying. It's a respectable Gen X saying. I can understand it. I've heard it before, but younger people don't use those words. No, not that verbiage, not the lingo. The kickoff, yeah, dude. How about the NFL kickoff rules? They're seriously going to keep those. This is why college football is so much better. Dude, when I see the NFL kickoff, I get turned off. Like, I think it's like, oh, that is brutal to look at. You know, the NFL, they're dealing with, I mean, they're going to get sued into oblivion if they have these head injuries. And so they're trying to eliminate all the head injuries and the collisions. And so they got the new kickoff rule. Oh, the new kickoff rule is so bad. Oh, it's so bad. And college doesn't have it. College, it's the same exact thing as it's always been. You want to go back to 95% kickoffs, touchbacks, the new rules? Yeah, no, I do want to go back to that. I definitely go back to 95% of kickoffs or touchbacks. Whatever this new thing is, the look of it, it's grotesque. We bring the touchbacks back. We don't want whatever this is. This is just crap. It's just terrible. College football in Brazil is cringe. Do you live in Brazil? I would imagine they probably don't like college football in Brazil. I don't think there's a college football game going to Brazil. You saw a YouTube short where Taylor Swift's husband was yelling at his coach, Kelsey. Kelsey's washed, dude. He's done. This is his last year. He's a shell of himself. Yeah, he's done. Travis Kelsey. Are you excited that Taylor Swift is finally getting married? OMG, really? That made my day. Yeah, I don't know about the astrology stuff. That's a woman thing. Did you see Travis Kelsey taking out his own teammate? Roid rage. Yeah, he's had some moments where he gets really heated. He's like roid rage. I don't know. You going outside tomorrow? Yeah, for a few minutes. I saw it was cloudy. It's an opportune time for someone of my stature to venture outside. No, I got to go outside. I got to go to an insurance place tomorrow. I think that's about it. Make some videos. And then record this other video that I'm working on. You're showering. Go to breaking 911. Well, thanks for the update. It's very important I receive updates like that. And breaking 911. First turning point USA campus event after Charlie Kirk assassination.
To another one. Erica Cook has got to go. Erica Cook has got to go. Erica is grifting on Charlie Kirk. Erica is grifting on Charlie Kirk. Erica is grifting on Charlie Kirk. She's taking my name. Erica is taking my name away from Charlie Kirk. She's still to another one.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what I would label this individual. This is a case study. This is another liberal case study. Just another one. People watching me, watching me on live while showering. I used to take my shower. I used to watch YouTube videos in the shower because my phone. I used to have a very like high end case. But the thing is I don't like cases where your screen gets covered by like a fucking another screen. I can't do that anymore. My phone case is very it's very thin, but it's not. It doesn't cover it. It doesn't cover the actual screen. The screen is open. The guy doesn't even make you mad, just sad. Yeah, it's kind of like an indifference, honestly. Like, I mean, but we've seen so many of them like this. I don't think really people are surprised. It's whatever at this point. You need Greenland. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait on Greenland maybe until after the midterms. Uzbekistan. Made up country.
Arms, and Pick's not happy. Yeah, those helmets can be. It's like the dog at home.
Timeout on the field.
Wow. Kick right the dog, throw the helmet.
Man, oh
whatever
man.
it is.
Bro said kick the dog. It's like the dog at home. Dude throws the helmet on the ground and then he says it's like the dog at home. Kick the dog, throw the helmet. I thought this was the comment people were going crazy about, but he actually says kick the dog. Oh, Tommy boy. Go away, bro. He's dead. I know. That's another thing I was thinking about with that. Like, I mean, come on, dude. I was trying to grow out my my beard. I just couldn't do it. I mean, it's just I just don't feel good, and it just doesn't grow in. So there's no point in doing it, even though it might. I thought it was looking decent, but I just don't get enough coverage on my beard. You watched the video about the existence of college football outside of the U.S. The South American versions are the cringiest. It's a weird adaptation. Alt season canceled. No. Don't overreact. Don't overreact to a little downturn. Don't meme yourself out of it. Don't meme yourself out of gains. Looks maxing. Well, I have a jawline that it's good when I actually never shave because I think shaving it's not good for your skin. Actually, have you heard can you believe that when you shave it's bad for your skin? So no, I don't actually shave. I used to shave. Mewing. It's just you stick your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Dairy Queen is actually a very solid fast food place. I haven't had Dairy Queen in a while though for food. It's been trading sideways for months. I wouldn't agree with that. Cryptocurrency, no, it's had steady. Cryptocurrency is added to its total market cap. It's creating higher highs and higher lows within the past like 5 or 6 months, routinely. Go all in on Dogecoin, and when Elon comes back to audit the Pentagon, we can retire. Bro, Dogecoin is at fucking $25 billion. What are you talking about? Go all in on Dogecoin. You're not going to make much off of that. You got to get going on a lower cap coin. BTC is where it was in May. Yeah, but you got to look at the total look at Ethereum. Look at the other higher cap alts. The coins, many of them are doing a lot better than they did in May. Look at the total crypto market cap, not just BTC. But even BTC, I mean, if you zoom out, it's not like its chart's been invalidated. Buy Bonk. The boomer Ethereum coin. The boomer Ethereum meme. Or no, the Solana coin. It's a Solana coin. I'm sorry. Dark MAGA. Dude, there were actually a few people that were in Dark MAGA that used to be in the chats with me. And they would ask for price updates. They would like, they were like, all right, so when is it going to go off? I was like, just wait. I think somebody actually, I can't remember because there was too many chats. I think some people were updating me on the price of Dark MAGA on election night. They were. Little did I know that's when I should have sold it. They were like Dark MAGA. Dude, imagine somebody who's like Dark MAGA's at 100 million. Oh, that would be it. That would be an early retirement. That would have been nice. You're going to get the orange iPhone 17. If you have an orange iPhone, I would just prefer not to associate with you. That's just an obnoxious maneuver to get an orange iPhone. You are an obnoxious individual if you get an orange iPhone. You can tell it's like a personality trait. Imagine you get a yellow iPhone, like an iPhone 5C. How come Vanderbilt is ranked? Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Vanderbilt should be ranked. I'm sick of these teams. It's annoying. Holding Tesla and Nvidia. Well, good luck to you. I mean, I'm sure it'll go up. I don't know by how much. Orange and yellow go hard. Imagine your car is yellow. TM, what's up? What's up, bro? You remember one kid got mad at me for losing money on Dark MAGA? Kid invested $10, thought he was a whale. I'm like, dude, you invested like $5. You're angry at me. It's your $5 went to like $3.50. Calm down. This dude invested $50. He's getting angry. He's getting real mad. Notre Dame should not be ranked. No, that's wrong. They should be in the top 15, Notre Dame. I'm being serious because they deserve it and they have good losses. You're 100% in gold and silver, made 30% gain in 6 months. Boomers stay winning. Ten x conservative, that's what you're talking about. I don't know. Really, Nvidia's gonna 10x from a fucking $4 trillion market cap? Seriously? So Nvidia's gonna be worth more than gold? Come on, bro. Wait, Nvidia would be $40 trillion if you think it's gonna 10x. Silver is the best investment for people over the age of 60, not literally, but they think it is. Yeah, it's like 300 IQ. 100 IQ is investing into gold. 300 IQ is investing into silver, right? XRP buyer mentality. What are you talking about? XRP to $100, bro. XRP to $1,000. The legal tenure. Legal tether. Oklahoma should not be ranked high. No, I agree with you. I agree with you there. I think Oklahoma's a bit too high. Yeah, but you're saying it's going to be a $40 trillion market cap valuation. We don't have this money in circulation to have for it to do that. It's not going to go to $40 trillion. Nvidia, I mean, Nvidia probably will still, because the bubble hasn't. It's not going to be bursting. I mean, it's semiconductors. What's up from Fort Lauderdale? What's up, bro? Trump tweeted this out. Oh, that's Venezuelan training. Big girl getting a workout on. Do you think Trump and Musk are friends again? Yeah, I mean, as long as Vance is the as long as Vance is the next candidate. Racist favorite drink? Ooh, you got me. You got me. You're honoring me. Vance is Peter Thiel's pick. Vance is a Palantir mega god. Don't disrespect. I love Palantir. I invested my entire life into Palantir, and this is Israeli software. These Jewish people create amazing software. This is serious stuff. Apparently, there's a lot of people that get granted advanced parole from immigration to travel back and forth to Mexico. At this point, give them status and get deported all of H-1B. Yeah, there's so many visa scams, man. There's how many people they came out the amount of people on visas. It's insane. It's like people don't even know they're here temporary. They're here on a fucking education visa, whatever, student visa. Your 9/11 videos didn't know you was MAGA. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a segment of people that just watch the 9/11 videos. There's a lot of people for sure. What do you think about the Titans' new stadium proposal? Well, it's not a proposal, it's happening. So it is their new stadium. I think it's terrible for football. But it doesn't surprise me. Just got in here. What are your thoughts on Tylenol autism thing? I don't know. I mean, they research it. So if they find a link, I mean, you're already supposed to not take any of that stuff when you're pregnant anyways. But I guess maybe they found some type of breakthrough. I don't know. People have told me that it's a little bit more complicated than just Tylenol not taking it, but we'll see. They they almost overdiagnose autism now. So that's one of the reasons why it's up so much. It's 3/4 of the way built. Yeah, it's like, well, if it's going to open in 2027, it definitely has, I'm sure the entire structure is probably up at this point. You would like more historical videos in general? I know, the only really historical videos I've ever done is like World War II. I'd like to do a video of the formation of the United States, or the 13 colonies, I guess. Did you hear about the Russian drones over Denmark and Norwegian airports? Maybe they're dropping Tylenol to make us all autistic, but that can backfire. Russian drones. Is there seriously more Russian drones over NATO countries? How would they get... Wow. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Remember there was that whole scare about, oh, they were in Poland's airspace? You're pretty high IQ. Some chick asked you if you have Asperger's. Well, people ask me if I have autism. It's like this weird quirk now where people ask. But it's like, no. But that's part of it. They'll diagnose people that have no signs of autism. They'll say they're autistic. I think U.S. history videos would be good for the algorithm because it's 250th anniversary coming up. I know, but the thing is, if I do videos like that, it's better I just do 9/11 videos because I already know those will probably do well. The crazy thing with the 9/11 videos is, like, the video will be dead for months and then it'll just start getting views. The algorithm, it's impossible to really... Trust me, like, if you saw my analytics, you would know how ridiculous it is. Like, it doesn't really make sense in terms of how they push videos and the timing of how they push videos. It doesn't make sense. Apparently, Russia violated Baltic airspace today, too. It seems they're getting more aggressive. Maybe it's just artistic. Thank you for the donation. What do you think about McDonald's crispy chicken Happy Meal with Spider-Man toy? That's a good collectible. I haven't had McDonald's in a while, man. McDonald's says good Coca-Cola. They do. They've got good carbonation. Sinclair said no, he can't come back. Yeah, there's like a fight going on with the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. What upgrades do you think the Diamondbacks are going to make over 30 years and $500 million? That'll be worth it by the time the 30 years are up. Well, that stadium is not good. That stadium's in a bad place. So, you know, they're not going to really be able to do anything to the actual, you know, roof or anything like that because it's too hot in Arizona. So they're going to have to just leave it and it's going to be closed. But I'm sure they'll definitely change the interior design of it to a degree. We'll see. I mean, the problem is with that stadium, it gets really no natural light. So maybe they would decide to install windows beyond the outfield walls instead of having those advertisements, just because it does basically get no natural light, and that is a big problem with a stadium like that in 2025. Just had a crispy chicken deluxe from Chick-fil-A with the new pretzel bun, washed it down with some fresh lemonade. That's a big update. You got to track that on your MyFitnessPal. What's so scary is that the Jews do everything crowd aren't particularly wrong, but people like Candace used to spread misinformation. If anything, she's the Jewish shill, like she's been paid off. Well, she's delegitimizing the overall point. I know what you're saying 100%. But dude, sometimes the whole thing with Charlie Kirk, but like it's so obvious with these people, whether it's Candace Owens or, I mean, I see Owen Schroyer saying stuff, Ian Carroll. Like, you already know they're going to blame Israel. So why should we believe these people when they're just going to blame the same country over everything? I mean, maybe you'll be right in some instances for sure, but you're just delegitimizing other people. Bang, the energy drink, dude, that's like 400 milligrams of caffeine. Bang. I don't think they make it anymore. She's an outright grifter. Well, she's grifting the hell off of this, dude. Now she's talking about maybe the bullet came from under the tunnel system, and there's, I mean, you see her new comments. It's just, now it's just a troll, I think. I think she might be trolling now. Do you watch Danny Mullen? He did a looks maxer video. I mean, looks maxing, the simplest form is stop eating, honestly. No, that's actually not good advice for men, but who do you think Dems will run in 28? I don't know, man. I'd say Newsom right now, but I'm not sure. Way too fat to looks max. Well, that means you should be looks maxing if you're fat. You should stop eating. You know, you should start tracking calories and understanding the concept of, you know, calorically dense food, things like that. Do you have a Cracker Barrel? Not really. We don't really have a Cracker Barrel close to us. I've never been to a Cracker Barrel. Maybe the closest Cracker Barrel is like 40 minutes away from me, honestly. Stop eating Oreos. Oreos are very bad. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is, you know, Americans eat. That's just terrible for you. I mean, I had this really nice brownie from Giant Eagle. You know, it's like a store-bought, they cut it out. Oh, man. We can't see England flag on YouTube. It shows up as a black flag. Oh, I can see the English. I can see the flag. You think you have an eating disorder or something, get into an argument with yourself and eat goy slop? Well, yeah, this is what you have to do. You have to understand calories. And you'll probably be able to start losing weight if you understand calories, because humans are, you know, and especially like in terms of, if you have like 2,400 calories you can eat, and then you burn 300, and then you only eat 2,100, that's around 600 calories. You just, and then, you know, you just, in theory, you saved. But for fat people, it's even easier because, you know, your baseline is probably so much higher in terms of calories. Like my daily calorie intake is probably like 2,400 or 2,200, something like that, to maintain, or maybe 2,000. I don't know. You see Stephen A. Smith's new political radio show? No, I didn't see it. What's your go-to meal? I mean, I'll probably a burger. Yeah, probably a burger. When I go to restaurants, it's normally a burger. Sometimes it's steak, but I like burgers better than steak with fries. I mean, if it's a nice steak place, I'll get a steak. Oreos with peanut butter is a guilty pleasure. Holy, dude, peanut butter is brutal. Yeah, peanut butter is crazy caloric dense. Peanut butter. That's what skinny dudes are told to eat, peanut butter. Have you ever went to Cheesecake Factory? Yeah, a few times. Cheesecake Factory is really unhealthy. Cheesecake is really good though, for sure. Regarding Russian provocations, a Russian proverb is Russians only understand a punch to the face. By the way, either Ginger or YouTube shadow banned your regular comments. Nah, we didn't shadow ban your comments, bro. We didn't shadow ban. I mean, I appreciate the donation. Had to eat 4 PBJ sandwiches before bed for college baseball. Yeah, trying to, if I can put on muscle, put on weight. You excited the Factory of Sadness getting a roof in Cleveland? I think it's bad. It's bad for football. It's bad for the NFL. The NFL is a dying product. It really is. And like, there's all this cope about it. There's no way the ratings can be good for the NFL. This is a horrible product. It really is a terrible product. I think the ratings have got to be bad for the NFL. They can't be good. They can't be better than they were in 2013 or 2014. And now they're putting roofs on all these stadiums, and it's going to just be this arena. It's arena football. I mean, I haven't deleted. There's not even a mod in here. I haven't deleted anyone. That dude retracted the comment, whatever it was. I haven't deleted a single comment this entire fucking stream. What do you put on your burger? Normally just ketchup. I do like certain lettuce on. It depends the type of lettuce. Mainly shredded lettuce. It depends the lettuce though. Tomato I can take, or yeah, onion no thanks. Tomato, some of the tomatoes fine I guess, but swiped 2K women on Tinder so far nothing. It's very likely not going to go well. How tall are you, bro? When will the U.S. take over Venezuelan oil fields and Panama Canal economic zone? I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what they do. And I know they have a campaign going on in Venezuela right now. You know, they want to overthrow that government. It's a socialist government. It's an illegitimate government in Venezuela. Do you put bacon on? I don't. I mean, bacon's fine, but I don't put it on burgers. I think it's a bit too much. It's overstimulation. You're 5'5"? No, it's a likely story, but dude, I'm even 5'10", and you know, when I used to go on those apps, it's a struggle. So I mean, dude, you know, you're gonna want to get off of something like that. I would say honestly, it's gonna be a struggle, or you need to blatantly lie about your height. I don't know. What height is officially tall? It's like 6'2" is tall. 6'1" is tall, I guess. Venezuela also has Russia and China as allies, which is a threat to U.S. national security in South American territory. Yeah, but they're such a broken country. Will it really matter? I don't think Russia and China are really going to come to their aid. It doesn't look like it. Why do we care who rules Venezuela? This administration needs to sort out the priorities. It's because of the amount of oil reserves they have in Venezuela. Five nine, but you put 5'10". Good looking, high tier physique. Little to no matches in New York City. You put 5'10", you call yourself good looking with no matches? Too many women want 6-pack, 6 figures, 6 feet tall. Yeah, I'm only gonna be able to have one of those. Sorry about my username. Changed it as a joke to troll a channel, but YouTube has a timer on changing it back. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal, man. Has 6 inches. Well, then I'm 2 for 4. Well, then that upgraded me. Our men's gonna start going for tall women so their sons are not doomed. Well, I mean, it depends. Tall women are not going to go for a short guy. That dynamic for them. Tall women have to go for guys even taller. So that's like if you're like a 6 foot tall woman, you're going for like a 6'5" guy. Should Gen Z just avoid dating apps? That's a challenging question. Think about it. You know, there's been studies that have been done. It's like 60% or it's above 50% of people in relationships have met on online dating. So it is insane. You could also meet people, believe it or not. Instagram functions very similarly to a dating app in some, I mean, if you've got an impressive Instagram and other social medias, but it's not just the online dating. But the online dating obviously is extremely problematic. If you're an average guy, it's going to be a big challenge. It's not proportional in terms of you're a 7, you get matched with a 7. We know that just doesn't work. It's extremely rare. There's just too many men, not enough women. And obviously men are more horny, so they'll be more likely to punch down, and then it's a big problem. Oh, that's a French name I see. You know, so thank you for the donation. Tinder is also full of women promoting OF. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is now. It's probably half the women on there. If you've gotten with one girl that was like 6 foot and it was fun but weird, you'd do it again. Though can't lie. That's a challenge, it feels like. The challenge, 6 foot tall. What would you do if your son's 5'7"? Would you be honest and tell him he's doomed? I mean, come on, dude. Like, seriously. I mean, if you're legit 5'9", you marry a girl that's 5'5", the male genes should, you know, it's like 5'9", 5'10". That's what it should produce. Son, you are doomed. I know, but it's just like such the most zoomer question ever. Like, dude, come on. The Kennedy rabbit hole is a terrifying one. You know what I was watching, man, with this assassination? I went back and I watched the Kennedy assassination again. Just crazy that I was actually on film. You know, puts perspective into these assassinations a little bit. Problem is 5'3" women wanting. Oh yeah, all of them. 5'1", 5'2", 5'4", 4'11", 4'10", but they're like 4'10" or they're 5'1" and they want a guy that's 6'3". No, but that's how it is. Bro, monk mode. Come on, dog. You got to be 17. You're 17, pulling out monk mode, bro. Go no fap, no nut, monk mode. Stop looking for a girl and instead learn to be with A's. I'm really not actively looking for a girl. I don't know if you're telling me or the chat. When was the Kennedy one? JFK? 68, you say? 63. Why do women even want tall men? What is it? Well, it's because it's their natural instinct. That's funny how feminism works, but then they resort to the natural instinct. They want a man that's dominant, and it's a protection thing. So you would think with feminists, they would actually disavow that, but they don't. They embrace it because that's the whole idea of it. They want someone that's dominant and protective over them. and it's an attractive thing, and I understand it on a natural level. But then there's all these feminists trying to like preach against this type of like traditionalism. But this is the traditionalism is wanting a taller man. Good-looking women will, with their magical powers, treat others poorly. You would notice because they can get away with it. Yeah, I mean it's a different existence for them in a way, especially major cities. You're talking about yourself. Well, I mean, listen, if you got to go monk mode, I haven't heard that one in a while, but that's a tough one, man. I mean, it depends what your physique is like and things like that, I guess. Would you date outside your race? I'd rather date within my race. Most doomer belief? Probably has to do with it probably would have to do with a big like the macro picture, the macro picture of the United States, the macro demographical problem of the United States. But honestly, I don't see how it's changed because we don't have enough people in the country. Save yourself for Elon's robots. Elon's got the hookup. That's a different level of cope. Don't date leftists ever. Trust me, avoid it at all costs. Let them be lesbians. Learn from your past mistakes. Really, you dated a leftist? Yeah, that's just it depends. I mean, you know, if they're like moderate, they'll probably be conservative. If you're conservative, but you know, if you're dating a leftist, chances that there's like a 99% chance they've got tattoos too. That's a no-go zone. They've got the septum piercing. They've got other face piercings. It's a no-go. You made a wild decision to get mohawk, so now you think it looks weird for people in town. IDK, they think you're a skin. Yeah, I don't know about it. I wouldn't recommend a mohawk on people. That's not going to go over well in social circles at all. You're not going to be professional with something like that. What dating advice would you give a balding 250 pound, 5'2" Indian male with a deep accent whose parents immigrated to Los Angeles? His best chance would be go back to India for an arranged marriage. Mohawk in 2025 is crazy. Point has posted a video titled "No, Not Everything is an Israeli Conspiracy Theory." It's so funny you like the guy, but he's created a monster. Well, there are people that now just believe everything is Israel, obviously, and it is a grift. You're 5'8.5". Well, that's cope. You put the half in. You're coping right now with the half. I don't believe the half. I think you might be 5'7.5" when you say 5'8.5". Listen, I'm 5'9.5". Actually, 5'10". You gotta get to the gym, eat healthy, meditate while on monk mode. And be super fit, Bretta Monk. Yeah, be a man. Dude, monk mode. You gotta stop with the monk mode though. I mean, I guess so. What is it? Shutting off all the fucking phones and notifications. I remember seeing videos on that like 3 years ago. What do you think happened on 9/11? I think a missile flew into the Pentagon. No, I think planes hit, the Twin Towers. A plane hit the Pentagon. A plane crashed in Pennsylvania. Dude, like, we're not going to do another 9/11 rabbit hole. Yeah, monk mode, I'll be honest, it's trending now. It's hot. It's hot after this super chatter. Be real, what happened? Well, look, they had been trying to Al-Qaeda had been trying to take down, or at least elements of Al-Qaeda had been trying to take down the Twin Towers since 1993. And I think context could do some people some good. I want to make a video on it. I want to make a slideshow. I'll make a slideshow on it for you guys. 9/11 conspiracies, true or false? Oh, I can smell the million views. Oh. Do you shave your head to go into monk mode? No, it's more like no electronics or fucking no notifications or something like that. The dude's like, bro, you got to set your phone to like no color, dude. Come on, seriously. Did the U.S. stand down to the hijackers? They knew about them before. They knew about two hijackers, at least that we know. Two of the muscle hijackers, none of the pilot hijackers, so supposedly. Thoughts on more than 50% of Gen Z believing 9/11 was an inside job? And the 50% are like fucking far leftist Palestine supporters, and then the other half is far right, nationalists. So it's funny. No, I mean, a lot of young people dislike Israel, so it doesn't surprise me that they would think that. What happened to Fort Knox? There was no gold. They found no gold, and they said, we're not going there. Fuck that. We're not going there. There's no gold. Yeah, they're never gonna audit for that. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this live stream. This was a good live stream. I got it was a weird live stream. Like I got a bunch of donations towards the end. Normally it's they're all at the beginning, so it's a little bit strange. A 300-pound girl hit you up. Not gonna lie, thought about it, bro. It's over. Yeah, no, it's over for sure. That's the thing. That's the thing. When you're on those dating apps, this is what happens, man. At a certain point, like the girl has to be attractive, does she not? Because what is the motivation to talk to a girl that you don't find attractive? There really is none. I mean, but I guess if you're that desperate, it's unfortunate. All right, guys, I'll see you. Yeah, I'll probably be live tomorrow. I mean, very likely.